What's going down? It's Patrico hanging out at the pageant with Mr. Fred Durst from Limp Bizkit. Fred, thank you so much for taking some time chatting with me today.
My pleasure, man. We just rolled up.
Dude, this is really exciting for me. I've been a fan since way back when. I can honestly tell you that Limp Bizkit, Korn, that whole genre right there back in 97, 98, 99, you are truly the reason that I am in the music industry and why I listen to hard rock music. And thank you for that, man.
Well, we definitely didn't give you all that flavor you got right now. That beard is tight.
I was just going to say, are you talking about the beard right now?
That beard is tight. Tight.
Well, I got to ask, especially coming from a fan myself and for new fans, you guys got new music coming out. When you guys jump on stage today musically, what can we expect from Limp Bizkit?
To be honest with you, I hate to disappoint you, but we have no idea what's going to happen on stage because every night is different. We make the set list about 5 or 10 minutes before we go on. I make the set list, and the band goes, whoa, that's what we're playing, and then we get on stage and do a bunch of audibles depending on the vibe because, we're not the concert. It's you that's the concert. So we are enabling you. We're just the messenger, man. We feed you, so you feed us, so we feed you, and it's and we just take it live. So if the crowd's feeling some certain way or not responding some certain way, or it takes a little bit, some other vibe to get them going, then we take a left turn, or so we don't know what we're gonna do tonight, to tell you the truth. And if we did, it'd be easier, but then we'd probably feel like puppets,
Right. I like the spontaneity of it. That makes it more real, makes it more fun. Now, do you guys like playing a venue like this? I know you didn't get a great chance to look around in there, but a venue like this, or like maybe a bigger festival, or even like last year you guys rolled through Pops, played a real small venue. What do you guys prefer to play? Or is it just kind of depend on the crowd that's at whatever venue you're at?
I think that what we like to do in the United States is play more intimate venues where we can feel that thing that fueled us from the get-go, and when we have these times in our lives, since the United States is more driven by consumption and eat things up, chew them up, spit them out, keep going. For Limp Bizkit to tour here right now, it's more like we do it because we had some time off and we think it'd be fun to go rock and play. Yeah. So these small venues and putting together a cool package with MGK, the intimacy, the feeling, it helps us remind us why we love it so much. So when we're detached on these huge stages and these other places all around the world, we can still remember, we never forget it, but we just remember what it's like, being in intimate settings. It's more punk rock to us. It's more raw. It's more, you can see everybody's eyes. There's not that detached, huge festival stage and you're really far away, and the sound has the delay on it and everything.
Right.
Yeah, so this is the way we like it to be. But unfortunately, we end up paying to be out here. You don't make money doing this. We do this because we have to, we want to. And so these types of venues are the reason why it's awesome.
Yeah, the venue inside tonight, it's going to be great. It's an intimate feeling, but a huge sound. It's really going to amp up the crowd. I think it's going to be a great show tonight. I'm stoked to see it. I'm going to come back tonight for sure.
Cool.
I got to ask, the relationship between you guys and Cash Money. You got to let me know how that came to be and how things are going as you progress to release the new album.
Well, the Cash Money thing was pretty unique and interesting, and it all started after our collaboration with Lil Wayne on Ready to Go.
Great song.
And thank you. And we said, hey man, let's team up for a little bit and have some fun. So we did, and we had some great fun. We've done some awesome stuff, and so right now we're independent. Yeah. So we've we had fun with Cash Money, and we did some awesome stuff. Maybe someday it'll see the light of day. Maybe it won't. But right now we've just become independent, and our new album will be put out. We're not exactly sure which route we're going to go to put it out. We're trying to hope we can put it out ourselves.
Yeah.
Because these days it's not about record sales for us or anything. We're not going to sell records. We'd rather just give the music away and let you feel, what we're all about. And I think we're going to redefine our style, our approach to our style a little bit on this record. It's more of what we really are, instead of having to put it into formulas of going, oh, this is a song with a beginning, middle, and end. And those thoughts to us are just played out, and they're not you know, they're contrived, you know,
Yeah.
and to us, not for everybody. I still like a great song, you know, that I'm
Right.
satisfied by, but we're just like, sometimes we'll just get on a riff that's so grinding and sick and groovy that we don't need anything else to happen. This
Yeah.
riff was enough.
I love when you guys post stuff like on your Twitter page and stuff of those little clips of you guys in the studio just banging it out.
Yeah.
And it's like you could just tell that you're having fun still.
Yeah, man.
You're having a good time. And that seems to be when like the creative juices are flowing the most. And it's awesome to watch that process from especially like a fan standpoint. It's great to see that process happen.
Dude, that's what we're always in the moment, and as soon as it starts to get about something being structured or oh, we got to make a thing to that or do a thing to this, we start to get off the tracks. So what we decided is just anything goes. This record is Stampede of Disco Elephants is made for the attention deficit disorder.
Yeah.
It is just maddening layers of all Limp Bizkit. Like Endless Slaughter was just four pieces of like our styles.
Dude, it's great to listen to that song because it's like, and I was talking to one of the guys at the station. It's like riding a roller coaster in the dark. You don't know what's next.
Like that.
You don't know what's next, but it's so exciting. You can't stop but like enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
And it's great, man. It's one of the great songs because you see all sides of Limp Bizkit from the early days to the last album.
Yeah, that's the goal. That's what we want to do. You get it. And we wanted to do that where you're, you know, it's just so jarring and all the different layers of Limp Bizkit and it's non-conforming.
Yeah.
And it's really raw. You know, I feel like when I listen back to the part one of the experience, it's I go, shit, that's very, very influenced by Suicidal Tendencies.
Yeah.
You know, because I love ST, and you don't even realize when you're doing it, but you know, after I've had time to listen to it, I go, oh shit, man, that's like I can totally feel that that's where that came from.
Yeah.
And it's, I think our new material is definitely 3, 4, 5, 6 deep listening before you get it.
Yeah.
It's not a first listen thing.
Right.
And we were hoping to have a record that wasn't a first listen thing.
Yeah.
So the people who really get it, we know they took the time.
Yeah.
And
that's awesome.
And that didn't happen a lot with some of our other material that found its way to radio or that became popular quick. We had no idea it would, but it meant that a lot of people didn't have to take much time at all.
Yeah.
They were just able to react and like, and now we know moving forward, besides the people who are coming to sing along with the old stuff, anyone that knows the new stuff is taking the time.
Yeah, that's what I love. A lot of people, you know, you see on social media, you know, this is bullshit. When's the new album coming out? They said August 2013, August 2014. Dude, take your time because when it comes out, I want it to be what you guys want us to hear.
Yeah.
So many times you see people rush out an album and then they don't get the exact product that they wanted because they had to meet a deadline of some sort to get it out. And I think that says a lot about music today. And I'm curious on what you think of music today, especially in the rock world. I mean, it is drastically different since, you know, 99 when it was Year of the Biscuit. Things have taken a huge left turn in the rock world.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on music nowadays?
I just think it's like everything. We just keep going, and it's today. I mean, you got to think of how we felt and how someone who got biscuitized in that period, that emotional point of their life, that quintessential score for their life experiences and those coming of age moments. So the people coming of age now, you know, we can't think that they're going to just always go back and the stuff we liked or the stuff our dads liked. So today, I think all rock has its purpose. I just think rock is dwindling down as a voice overall. And I feel that that's very inspiring because in any depression, like a genre depression we're going through with rock, out of every depression comes the most amazing art. Yeah. I mean, literature, paintings, music. And so I think rock is in a massive depression. There's a lot of stuff out there, but there's not a lot of character. And there's not a lot of things dividing and conquering because it's so undeniable.
Yeah.
And so I think it's about to happen. I don't know what it is. And I like all kinds of rock, man, but I feel the genre just being this subculture right now when it was this forefront.
Of course. Yeah.
And there's something's gonna happen, man, soon, and I don't know who's gonna be pioneering it, but
I hope it's you guys.
It's not us.
Well, I hope it is.
We did it, man. We did it, and we
the second coming. That's what I'm calling it.
It'll never happen with us. But I tell you what, some of these younger people we talk to, they say they were inspired by a lot of that movement in the 90s and different things. And it's really interesting because their music sounds nothing like it. Like what we're inspired by, our music doesn't sound much like. We think it was inspired by DSI, but it doesn't sound like it at all.
It sounds like Limp Bizkit.
It sounds like Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
So, when you hear these young bands, these new bands, they're inspired. There's so much stuff out there, but I think there's a force coming. I don't know what it is. Something's going to happen, and I don't know. I want it to be there. I want it to be so undeniable that we can't help but to be polarized by it, and it blinds us all. Rock it just seems, I don't know where it's heading. It's got to be, for one thing, it's got to be sonically fulfilling.
Yeah.
I think, because urban music has been able to fill put these low frequencies and these big fat sounds that are so fulfilling that either we're going to go to a completely opposite super raw vintage punk rock thing, or like a rock that's super fat, as fat as hip hop is.
Yeah.
And that's not there. You know what I mean?
You know what? I kind of see that in one of your songs, is that Bring It Back song.
Yeah.
Dude, when that first hits, you cannot help. But, if you sit still, you got to be deaf, or at least partially deaf, because that comes on, and it's an instant, you're like, yep, this is it.
It's that bouncing, man.
And then all of a sudden, you come in and you're like, oh my God, this is it right here. And that is what, personally, I miss from the rock world, is those songs where it can make you go, all right, yeah, this is it. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it's like, boom, that just hits you like a baseball bat. And then here it is again. And hopefully we make that turn, and hopefully the new album has a lot of that stuff. I know reading up on the album, it's got a little bit of everything on it, and I'm really stoked for that.
It's crazy, actually. It's really bizarre. Their album is so bizarre that I compare it not in any way the same style, but when Beastie Boys went from their first album to their Paul's Boutique, everybody was like, what is this?
What are
they were
doing?
using different instruments and different styles and changes and breaks and different things, and those big singles weren't there.
Right.
But it redefined how they made music from then on out with Check Your Head and everything. And you look back and go, Paul's Boutique is genius.
Yep.
So we're trying to do our Paul's Boutique.
Yeah.
Where
makes sense.
All the elements are there. It's just, now we don't have to answer to anybody chasing singles. We're never going to be played on radio anymore. I mean, even if we were, I can't even imagine Limp Bizkit having a place in that world anymore. So now it's just, it's a free-for-all, man. It's like,
which has got to be freeing to you.
It's the best, really dude. It is awesome because we're not in the get-rich business.
Yep.
We already did it, man. We're still doing it 19 years later. It's like crazy. We don't even know how it happened.
Yeah, well, it's great, and I'm super excited for the show tonight.
Thanks, man.
I got to ask this question. Somebody hit me up on Twitter and asked me to ask you guys. You guys do a lot of covers. You've done a bunch of covers, from even, Master of Puppets to Thank You to Behind Blue Eyes. If you could pick a song that you have not laid to track yet and haven't played live that's a cover, what song would that be? I knew it's a tough question. I know it's not an easy answer. Any genre, no matter what.
Yeah. I always wanted to cover Fat Bottom Girls You Make the Rock but like a fat, heavy version of it.
Yeah.
I like to take like romantic or really ballady 80s songs too, and like maybe that If You Leave Me Now, You'll Take Away the Biggest Part of Me. I would
completely rock that.
Baby, but bounce it, make it heavy as
I would love it. I think a Limp Bizkit cover of Your Love by The Outfield would be pretty badass.
That'd be sick too.
That would be fantastic.
I'd be down with that.
I'm gonna wait for that. That's what I'm gonna wait for.
That'd be a good one.
All right, final question: how many games do the Jags win this season?
I have no idea.
God, dude, it's gonna be 0.
Yeah.
You know what?
I think that what I think sometimes is people have opportunities and to get a franchise.
Yes.
And they say they want it.
Right.
And you got to be careful what you ask for, because when you get it, it's not all the planets line up. It's a miracle when a team really everything lines up, and it's a career thing.
1999 St. Louis Rams know all about that.
Man.
Everything lined up.
Yeah.
What has happened since then? Oofa. It hasn't been great.
It's one of those things. I mean, I guess that's what keeps people guessing, right? And if you stay true to your teams and stuff like that, and it's on. Yep. Yeah, I don't know. It was a pretty interesting game last night with the Chiefs and the Patriots.
Unbelievable.
I mean,
who would have thought Tom Brady benched in the fourth quarter?
Man.
Yuck. Unbelievable. Well, I know I'm excited for the show. I know a ton of people are excited
Thanks,
for the show.
brother.
And I cannot tell you how much I'm looking forward to this album. Every little piece of info
Thanks,
I can
man.
get to read about it, I read about it. Really excited to hear it. Thank you so much for taking some time chatting with me.
You got it.
Keep doing what you do, man. I can't wait for
You got it,
Limp Bizkit
brother.
in the future, man. Appreciate it. Thank you. Fred Durst, Tony Patrico, 105.
Lately I've been skeptical, silent when I would used to speak.